It is 2020, and while I know you are here because you share my love of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol, we must acknowledge that there are problematic aspects that must be addressed. It is well known that Charles Dickens made no bones about raging against systemic injustices against those experiencing poverty, mental illness, disability, and health crises. It is also well known that his depiction of disability culture in this work is deeply flawed. Please listen to my full statement linked in the description below for more detail. But suffice it to say that I believe that, due to his bold and constant advocacy for at-risk and underrepresented populations, Charles would have wanted to be called in, not called out, as they say, and would wish for his ideas to evolve beyond the point where he left them over a century ago. Thus, I have rewritten the sections of the text concerning the character of Tiny Tim to amplify and express what I view as a crucial theme: the absence of universal health care for all. In my reframing, and I can do that as this story is public domain, I view Scrooge's awakening as the product of the realization that a human life is in jeopardy. Not because Tim is physically different than his counterparts, or that his mobility is assisted by aids such as crutches and that is problematic, but because he suffers from life-threatening health conditions for which his family does not have care. It is not the desire for the child to conform to ableist normative physical ideals that drives the story's entreaty for empathy. It is the message that human life is valuable, and that a healthy society takes care of everyone, despite their income level, education, physical or mental performance, or beliefs. I view Scrooge as an example of what we hope might occur, not just in the hearts and minds of everyday people, but in the hearts and minds of the 1%, the billionaires and the electeds that serve them. I read this story to appeal to their humanity in the case of public health and welfare. But billionaires and elite electeds aside, let my appeal be to you, dear listener, dear voter, dear participant in society. May this stir you to hold those in power accountable. We must look after each other and preserve our collective humanity. To this end, I have modernized the language to strip it of ableism as best I can. For the only way that I can share this tale with you now in good conscience is in hopes that it can be rehabilitated, and that instead of leaning into concepts of pity and othering, it can be put to better use as a vehicle for the consideration of the responsibilities of a just human society, as it was intended. May this tale continue to evolve with our consciousness, and serve its duty to haunt our present and future winter seasons into eternity. I must also state that I take issue with some of its antiquated notions regarding animal rights and the roles of women in society, but we will take those with a grain of salt and move onward.